Jessie Draper, the Valley Girl.
Valley Girl.
Let's talk business.
I'm like the Valley Girl.
Here we are with Tony Hsieh of Zappos.
Hello.
How you doing? And
Great.
delivering happiness in all of your amazing endeavors.
It's good to be back on
The Valley Girl show. I know you're back. We have mugs now.
You made me
this is
say
kind of a
something
big
at
deal.
the end last time. I forget what it was.
You have to
oh,
say
I have
it
to
again.
Say like.
Yes,
It's
you have to say like. I'm
like.
glad. Have you been practicing?
Yes, I've been practicing we're like on the Valley Girl show.
Yeah, we're like on the Valley Girl show.
Except if I hold this with my right hand,
I know.
you're
I just
losing your
realized we
branding.
should get so you have to be a
The
lefty.
Valley Girl
if you,
show is for left-handers.
So now what I want to talk about today is, we went a little into detail before about downtown, but you guys have come so far and you're really just on this mission. You're building up downtown. How's it going?
It's pretty exciting. It's it's basically thinking of the city as a startup, and so we announced a little over a year ago that we were moving into Las Vegas City Hall, the former Las Vegas City Hall, and
That must be a huge place.
It's a pretty big place, and there's we're actually going to be remodeling the inside to fit
And that
2,000
Zappos is
employees.
moving in, right?
Yep, Zappos is
Oh my
moving
God.
in, and then there's there's like 10 acres of land to expand upon. And it's in this area of downtown that most tourists don't know about because most tourists think of the Strip or the
Right.
casinos and so on. And we decided actually rather than just build a campus the way Nike and Google or Apple do, to actually invest in the community, the ecosystem, and help revitalize downtown Vegas. And then
Okay.
ultimately that'll, we think in the long term, will help us attract and retain more employees and help the city.
Oh, definitely. And you've really, you've really built up this idea of community. What has inspired you to, start this company culture within Zappos and then basically bring that company culture to the town of downtown Vegas? Like, where did you get this idea?
Well, we're not trying to turn downtown Vegas into a company town.
Oh, yes.
But what was really kind of a magical coincidence is that City Hall is 2 blocks away from this area called Fremont East that Zappos employees had already started gravitating towards, and the culture there is actually fits very well with the Zappos culture, and so we're just trying to amplify and help grow that. And so if you go to any of the bars or coffee shops there, you'd have no idea you're in Vegas. There's no gaming, and it's actually the most community-focused place I've ever lived. And I lived in San Francisco before, and
that's a great community too. Yeah.
And I've just never been in a place where the bar owners, for example, hang out at each other's bars, just to help support the community. And so
That's so
I think
cool.
that's and so it's pretty exciting. And so I guess the way we're thinking about it is a company culture is to a company the way community is to a city. So we just really want to help grow that community.
Now tell me about some of the things you are building within the city. A doggy daycare, I believe, is one, and I remember when I was there, I saw a yoga studio was being built, and so you're really getting all of these community.
Well, there's a few different categories. So the plan is to help fund between 1 and 200 small businesses to help build neighborhood and community. So like doggy daycare, restaurants,
Wow.
coffee shops, and so on. And then
Are you funding all of these personally?
these are all funded through Downtown Project, which
Downtown?
I'm funding.
Oh
but
my gosh.
It's so the categories are.
You're building a city, Tony.
Well,
That's crazy.
We're helping accelerate a city, but we definitely need a lot of people a lot of entrepreneurs to help build it. And so the overall investment is $350 million, and the way it's broken down is $50 million will go into the small businesses that help build community neighborhood, $50 million to tech startup companies, and the tech scene there is actually the fastest moving part of all this. We've had just in the past few months 5 tech startup companies move from other cities to downtown Vegas to be part of this project. $50 million to education, including a partnership with Teach for America to bring 1,000 core members and alumni to live in downtown
Oh, that's
Vegas.
so great. So you're working with Teach for America,
Yep.
and that's really
And
nice.
$200 million into building residential and real estate related stuff. And then we also recently took over First Friday, which is an arts and music festival.
Oh yeah, First
downtown
Friday, and you're
Vegas.
doing every first Friday of the month.
Right.
You're having a big event, right?
Yeah, and the last one was actually I think 25,000 people showed up, and
Oh
we
my
we
gosh.
actually did a burning woman, and it was the first urban burn
Who was the
anywhere
woman?
in the U.S. Actually, it was Lucky Lady Lucy that. And so it was cool, and the Burning Man founders showed up and helped plan the event, and so it's a lot of stuff is happening, and ultimately we want it to be a place where you have everything you need to live, work, play within walking distance, have to be super community focused and culturally, and hopefully with that, and share what works and doesn't work, and with that, hopefully help inspire other cities to focus on their communities.
What are you the most excited about downtown Vegas?
I don't think there's any single one thing. Like, I'm super passionate about just bringing people together and I guess kind of helping weave everything together. But it's not just the doggy daycare. It's kind of the doggy daycare combined with the restaurants, kind of combined with the cafes and so on, and having all of that come together. And I think what's most exciting is when people come and visit. Just hearing them say, wow, like I had no idea that this is a completely different world from the Vegas that I've known which is normally on the strip in the casinos.
And what do you want? What do you want to tell people that you want tech companies to come and you're opening it to anyone who wants to move to downtown Vegas, right?
Yeah, and so we actually have a tech fund called Vegas Tech Fund. And we basically, it's actually, the way we fund companies is very analogous to how we hire employees at Zappos, because at Zappos we do two sets of interviews. The hiring manager and his or her team will interview for the standard stuff, but then the HR department interviews for culture fit, and they have to pass both in order to be hired. And so the way the companies we're looking for are, there's this additional requirement where they need to be interested in helping build and support the tech startup community, not just focus on only their startups.
Really quick, I want to talk about, this company rule you have at Zappos, and I was wondering, did you come up with the rule that you hire someone and then you have them work for 2 weeks and then you pay them $3,000 to $5,000 or something to quit? You offer them that money to quit?
Yep, and so everyone goes through the same training as our call center reps before they start their actual job, and it's a 4-week training program.
Okay.
And we go over company history, the importance of company culture, our philosophy about customer service, and then everyone's on the phone for 2 weeks taking real calls from real customers. And yeah, basically at the end of that first week, we make an offer to the entire class, and the number keeps increasing, so I think it's $3,000 or $4,000 now. We basically say we'll pay you $3,000 or $4,000 to quit and leave the company right now, and then we extend that through the end of the training.
That is so what made you create that rule?
Well, we don't want employees that are there just for a paycheck. We want employees that really believe this is
They want
the
to
right
be
company,
there.
right? Believe in a long-term vision, really feel like this is the right culture fit for them. And in Vegas, there's plenty of other call centers, and so we don't want them to be here because at Zappos, if they feel like it's not the right culture fit for them.
Yeah, because I was telling you, I started working with Infusionsoft, this great email service, and they had taken that as a tip from you guys. They heard you did that, and now they're doing that with their customers, and they're trying to, follow you and great company culture. It's really kind of cool. Well, really quick, I want to talk about, you just gave me this really awesome comic book that came out today. So this is Delivering Happiness, the comic book,
It is.
based on your book.
It's a little strange seeing
It's awesome.
a
You're in
comic
it.
version
You're
of
like there's comic.
myself. Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, and there's this company, they've done comic book versions of other business books as well. So when they approached us, we're like, oh yeah, sounds
That's a
cool.
great idea. I'm all about making business fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, high five, Tony.
All right.
You're my favorite.
It's like-
you're just so
like-
fun. Are you ready for the like part?
Yeah, well, check out downtownproject.com, deliveringhappiness.com, shop at Zappos,
Shop at Zappos.
go
yeah.
to the Valley Girl,
Valleygirl.com. I'm like the Valley Girl.
and I'm like Tony Shay.
Well, that was fun, Tony.
All right.
I love having you on my show. You're just
No,
a
but
breath
seriously,
of fresh
this
air.
is weird.
I know. Why are they left-handed? And now it's time for your Ditz moment. I'm like the Valley Girl. I'm like Tony Hsieh.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. That was like an evil laugh. That was weird. Okay. I'm like the Valley
Put
Girl.
that on loop over and over again, the evil laugh. And
I know. It's like, I'm like the
actually,
Valley.
that was better too. Like when she leans forward, just have like her leaning forward and laughing over and over again. It'd be like creepy Valley.